This is my dream. It hasn't been easy, but I knew exactly what I wanted. People normally think this is a fancy job, but oh no, I had to put in the work. I knocked on almost every door, and finally, God opened a door with my name on it.
My name is Cedrick Diphoko. I am a friend to Beacon Styling.
There's a little girl from Newcastle. I still think I'm little. Born again. I'm sold out for Christ, and I've been in the music industry doing gospel for a while now. But
Mohale is an entrepreneur, actor, model, student, husband, semi-dad.
Innocent is a child of God. That's number one. Fashion creative, stylist, and an entrepreneur.
So I met Innocent initially from my friend who was doing her music video, and he was styling her. And while she kept looking cute and pretty, and there was this man that was up and down, just cool, but also doing the works, you know? So we were like, I asked my friend, Sneh, who's this guy? He says, no, he's the one that's styling. He's styling Ndu, and I was like, oof, okay, I like you. So that's how I met him, and then after that, I think there was a time where for my recording, I went to his house with my project manager. We went to his house, and I was trying to see how I can get him to be about my life.
I met Innocent through a dear friend of mine, a talented musician, Ndu Shezi, and we just hit it off, and we started working. So I work all my friends. If you're my friend, you're gonna work.
So I met Innocent, I think about 2 years ago. And, you know, I noticed that, you know, he's got a styling company, you know, because he used to dress a lot of the people I would see on Instagram. And, you know, I have a matric dance makeover company. And I thought, you know, how would it be if I would collaborate with him? And it started off as him, you know, saying, let me, you know, put together something for you to wear. And, you know, I had, you know, much more bigger vision. And basically we met through having the same business interests.
Actually, vegan styling came about in an office setting. I used to work for a civil engineering company. I studied HR, by the way, working in the HR department. And I was so frustrated at the office all the time. So I've always loved fashion, and I felt like, okay, if you don't start now, you will never start. The first big project I ever worked on was Trending SA. I worked with Lindani. He hooked me up with a gig out, actually. I remember the day he called me and was like, hi, Innocent, how are you? I'm like, I'm good, you know. And we're like, yeah, we need someone to come and pitch for Trending SA. And I was like, Trending SA, I'm sure you can understand it's a big gig. And we went there. I was working with someone by the name of Mtobisi by then. We went and pitched. They loved our work. And I think we started working within a week, and then we started with Trending SA.
So Beacon Styling, I think that Beacon Styling is a very urban, you know, cheeky, fresh brand that is coming up in markets. I think there was an opportunity for something like that in market to be established, given the fact that it gives an end-to-end solution. So there's consultation, there's fashion and design, and there's also great delivery, you know. I think image is an important thing in society, and I think that Beacon Styling has merged or bridged the gap of that, you know, making sure that we have great imagery in fashion and design.
I then got an opportunity to work with Ntombela. We did her live recording. I remember the day. It was after church. She came to my house with his project manager at the time, Cedrick Diphoko.
For my DVD recording, I had just asked that I just want to be able to look as royal and regal as, because the theme was your kingdom on earth. So we wanted to kind of depict heaven on earth without being too much and overselling it. And there was, I think, one of the outfits where I looked like I was literally floating on the ground, that long that long black skirt, where I looked like I was floating on the ground, and that proper depicted that royal, heavenly feel. So that was the brief, and they did it flawlessly, of course, because
I think the research that they did in market in terms of their target audience and their value proposition, because they're very distinct and they know who they are speaking to. So we see a lot of African designers like a David Tlale, a Makosa, Tulisindi, whoever it is. And one thing that we've learned, or rather I would want to say that Beacon Styling has learned from those great people that have come before and paved the way for us, is that you need to define your value proposition. And you need to understand who your audience is, who you're talking to, and what you're trying to sell.
And he styled me so beautifully for my recording, and till today everyone goes crazy about what I was wearing more than what I was singing. So I'm offended, but happy and proud.
What people can expect after the Beacon Styling launch is creativity, new things, consistency. Right now we are actually launching our website where people can buy online. For the longest time we've been creating things and it was limited, custom-made designs, but this time we decided to go broad and give people the platform to access our designs, our custom-made suits and everything. So you can order online at www.beaconstyling.co.za and everything will just be delivered at your house.
It's very seldom that you meet people who have a vision and carry it throughout, even when things look like they're not really working out. And he's really a perfect example of soldiering on, because we met about 2-3 years ago, and even though we wanted to get into business together, we still had our own times in finding our feet, trying to figure out what we're both going to do. And I think this is absolutely amazing, because he's really saying to himself that this is what I want, this is what I want to achieve, and nobody can stop me. So I am really proud of him.
I definitely think that Innocent, of course, is already on the right track. Innocent is already very focused on firstly making the person look prettier than they already are and more handsome than they already are. But what I love and always will condone him to do is that whatever he does, listen to the brief and give your support to, I hear what you're saying, what about? Do we do this and do that? And just make the person see the picture before you bring it to them. And so, my guy, because honestly, I'd be lying if I said that he's in a deficiency, but he's really, really pushing and he's really doing amazing, listening to the artist, seeing that, okay, I think this is what would look good on them. He asks what you're comfortable with and still finds a way to make it look beautiful and glamorous.
So I think the reason why that it sets apart and it stands supreme above all the other young designers is because he has a very unique value proposition. He's done his research in markets and he gives a customized solution, in terms of what the gap of the market needed. So that's what I think is a unique proposition for the brand. Business is not easy, number one. And I'm glad that the passion is there, which is a tick. If the passion is there, even when it's bad on rainy days, you're still able to wake up and say, I really want to do this. So I'd really just say to him, throughout the bad days, throughout the good days, there are going to be a lot of challenges, and especially because the industry that he is in is a very big industry and it has a whole lot of people and a whole lot of things depend on your reputation. So he must just keep it up and do well. I am really proud of him. I think the one thing that I would like to advise Beacon Styling Innocent on is consistency, relationship, and great service delivery. I think, it's very difficult to build a brand. It's very difficult to manage a business, A business is not just a sell, but it has to do with a lot of things like OPEX, and your vision, your strategy. So I think that if he, one, remains very consistent to his vision and his business, that is something that he needs to do. Two, he needs to establish and maintain the relationships that he has, I was privileged to work with him in one of the projects that I did, like Klingi is live recording, and he came in as a stylist, you know, a conceptual stylist, and that's what I like about him, is that he's not only just giving the garment, but he will give you the concept of how everything should come together as per the directive strategic approach, you know. He must maintain and manage those relationships, because in my language we say that, you know.
I love how his style is very effortless, but once it's on you, it feels and looks extremely goddessy.
Great service delivery, you know. Service delivery, like how you engage your customers, how you manage them, and how you deliver, you know. The craft and the workmanship on the garments needs to be absolutely amazing. There needs to be of international standards so that they can compete in global markets as well.
Beacon Styling has actually moved from just being a on-call stylist to being a fashion agency where we design, have stylists on call, do custom-made garments, and where we see ourselves in 5 years is actually being the biggest styling academy in Africa. I know that sounds too big, but that's where we're heading. And we wanna work with household brands, as we've already started working with the likes of Buhle, Ndu Shezi, Trending SA, Mohale. I mean, the list is long. I don't even have the time to actually call them one by one, but we've actually done a lot in the industry, and people can expect more and more of that.
Beacon Styling is literally going to hit this entire continent by a storm, a literal tsunami.